Good morning. Just wanted to holler at you for a minute. I was sitting in my car at work waiting for the people with the keys to get here. And I was thinking about vulnerability. And the reason why I was thinking about vulnerability is because me and my business coach have been talking about this YouTube page and how I can be more vulnerable in my videos and less advicey, wisdomy. I don't know. But the funny thing is, I don't think I know how to be vulnerable. And I don't know if anybody else like feels that way. Like, I know with me, I've always had a problem with 0 to 100. It's like I'm either not doing anything at all or I'm balls to the wall. And I think I struggle with that as far as vulnerability versus oversharing. And I guess for me, I've always thought that those two things were kind of one and the same. Like, if you're vulnerable to somebody, you share everything with them. Over the last year or so, my life has been hectic and chaotic are very, very much understatements for what my life has been over the last 12 months. But during that time, I learned that while I'm sitting up here thinking that I'm being vulnerable and, just being open and showing that I trust somebody or whatever, I overshare. And it sometimes can make for some awkward situations when you overshare something that probably shouldn't be shared, especially with that particular person. A good example for me is I have a tendency with my current partner to say literally the first thing that comes to my mind. And I will say things that literally need to stay in my head, not even because I can't share it with him or anything like that, but literally it's because there are certain things people just don't need to know. Like, I can't even think of a really good example of when I've done it lately. I'm sure if we asked the other party involved, they could give tons. But one could be when I explained why I turned off something I was watching. When all I had to do was not say anything, I explained it, and then it turned into something more than what I was talking about. But it was because that I consider an overshare. I don't even know if I want to give like proper definitions because like that's not even what this is about. I'm just not sure how to be vulnerable. I don't even know if this is vulnerable. It's really hard for me to find that fine line, and it affects relationships. And I don't know if anybody else just deals with that fine balance. Not even with like everybody that you come in contact with, but specifically those people that you consider closest to you, your best friends, your lovers, your partners, whatever. Like, those are the people that I feel like I struggle with the vulnerability versus overshare. And that goes back to, historically speaking, being in a relationship, getting into it with your partner or lover, or talking about your lover's attributes to your friends because you feel like you can trust them. And then something goes down and it comes back and bites you in the ass every time. That stuff is oversharing, in my opinion. Vulnerability is okay. More so me talking about me in a situation and how I feel about that situation, not necessarily the details of the situation, if that makes sense. So if I'm in a relationship with a man or a woman, whatever, if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I'm feeling some kind of way because they did such and such and such and such, if I'm going to share anything, I don't need to share the details of what such and such was. So y'all chime in. Tell me kind of what you think. Like, is it a fine line or am I just a nutty nutcase? I'll holler at y'all later.